Let's see. All right, I am back, and today I'm going to start to decorate my custom album that we made on live a couple days ago. Here's my little basic album. I did add a couple more elements to it. First, I added like a cover or like a closure that folds over, so it's like this little flap. I added some magnets, which aren't working the way that I want them to work, but it could just be because the album is empty, so this part is folding down. But I think I need some stronger magnets. These are super tiny ones. I don't know if you could see up in there, but yeah, they're pretty small. But the other thing that I added, I fixed the crookedness, and then I covered up that hot mess with the middle spine. And then I think I added this little flap. Again, I was just using up the scraps of the paper, and then I added another top flap here. And then, just like we talked about during the live, I added the pocket on the side with a magnet closure. As you can kind of hear it snap close. And I think, oh, and then I went ahead and added like a little tuck pocket here to be the closure for this little flap. And then I went ahead and measured off all the elements so that I know what size to make the decorative paper, just to kind of save some time. The other thing I'm gonna do is, because this is not staying closed the way that I want it, I am gonna add an eyelet and an elastic band to here. I was gonna do it off camera, but then I thought about it. I have to decide which paper I want to put down first and then make the eyelet. So we will go through that. So yeah, this is just the basic album. And again, if you want to get the cut measurements or the cutting guide for this album, if you click on the link in the bio, you can download this cutting guide. It just tells you all the measurements. It totally saves time. I have to redo the video where I walk through how to create it because my technology was not working, and come to find out it was because my computer was too old. So I'm gonna be getting a new computer soon. But anyway, I want to go through this collection. Layle By Mail. I came across her one evening by scrolling, and it happened to be like when I was on my Disney phase. I had joined a Disney traveling group. Actually, I created a Disney traveling group, and she just happened to pop up, and so I bought her Disney kit and absolutely fell in love with it. I'll show you that later. But this far and wide I thought would be super cool for summer, because I am going to be, well, we did just a little staycation last week, and then I do have one more trip, potentially two, planned for this summer. So this collection comes with some 12 by 12 papers in my favorite bright rainbow colors. So cute, and I love that they're all double-sided, and they're not super thick. So this is not cardstock, but it's not the super thin paper. It's like a really good mix of it, and so I totally enjoy that. Some cut apart cards are included, some tags, 4x6 cards. You can build some clusters with, and it looks like some journaling pieces. And again, all of these are double-sided, so I really do like that. So you have your 12 by 12 papers. It says 12 double-sided 12 by 12 papers, and I really like that this is the cover, but you can also use this cover, and it has the back. It's pretty cool. Okay, it also came with 86 pieces die cut words and phrases. Some stamps, an 18-piece stamp set. So love that. This is titles and other like ephemera I could build clusters with. Die cut icons. This is very similar to Vicky Bouton's collection style. I love when they give you so much stuff that you can make more than one thing with it. So I know I'll be able to make this album and a bunch of other stuff with this. Some mini icon stamps. And this is a postage builder stamp. So this collection came with 3 stamps, which is really cool. Again, I'm not an affiliate or anything. I just stumbled across her one night while she was live and fell into the trap and purchased it. But I just think it's really great, all the things that you get. It's a great investment. I am a 6x8 album girl, so a 6x8 pad that matches the 12x12 papers. So I like that as well. And again, the cover is double-sided, so you can use both. Uh-oh, getting a little choppy. I may have to plug up. This is some word strip stickers. Rub-ons, which I am falling in love with using rub-ons, especially with mixed media. Cardstock stickers. And these are just large die cuts. So now I have to figure out what am I going to do with all this. I'm going to start with probably the paper. I want to cover the pages. And then I can start to build other things from there. So I'm going to move like all these things out the way that I'm not going to use. And I really want you to see like how this album is going to start to come together. I honestly could just use this 6x8 pad because my album is, the external is 6.5 by 8.5, but the internal are all smaller than 6x8. So I could start with that and just kind of go from there. And again, I went ahead and like pre-wrote out all the measurements. You probably can't see it because it's in pencil, but wrote out all the measurements so that it makes it really fast for me to go through. So let's see. I like that for my cover. I know I'm going to want to build some type of cluster for the cover. I did another quad folio, one of Vicky Bouton's classes, and I really like how like the clusters, where's my camera? I like how the clusters come out on the cover. So I want to do it even like on the spine, just kind of building things up. I really like how that look, don't have anything on the back, is. So I'm going to incorporate some of that into this album for sure. So with that being said, I think just finding some basic papers to go. This one, I'm not going to be able to use a 6x8 because it's a little bit bigger and I need to make sure that my magnets are going to be covered for that. So I'm going to go to the 12x12. And first thing, I'm going to separate out like the cut apart pages because I don't want to accidentally cut those. I really like this striped paper on the back, but it's also in the 6x8 pad. So I'm not going to cut this one. Not going to cut this one because those are journaling pages. Here are some cut apart tags and stuff. And some more cut apart tags. Okay, so these I'm going to move out of the way so that I don't accidentally cut them. And then I'm going to choose from here. I might just go with the rainbow. I love rainbow everything, so I can do that. And I probably could also fit this part. So this measurement is 1x8. This one is 6 1/4 by 8. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down first. So I'm going to use my guillotine just to make it a little bit faster. Let's see. So I guess my stripes are going to they're going to go down, and I need 6 1/4. And save all your scraps, because those pockets and all those things are going to need to be covered. All right. 6 1/4 by 8 is going to be here. Yep, that looks good. And then I did know that I said the spine is 1 by 8. Okay, so this is 8, so I need a 1-inch cut. It's always hard to get the smaller cuts on here. Let's see. So that'll be like that. I actually could have made that a little bigger. That's 1, yeah, maybe 1.5. Let's try 1.5. Because, where's my measuring tape? Sometimes when I'm measuring, I'm missing some stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah. So if I do 1.5, it'll be exact. So I can do 1 1/4. It'll be better. So 1 1/4. It's about right here. Yeah, that works better for me. And then, I mean, I still have some of this left, so I can just add it on the 3 sides. Okay, so this is 2 by 8. Let me double check since I'm running low. If I do 2, yeah, 2 by 8. Okay, let's see. Oh, where is it? I always get worried that my sound is not good. Oh, see this? I cut that all the way crooked. Let's go 2. Sorry. That'd be the grandchild in there fussing at the dog. Okay. I got these pieces together. Let's go ahead and lock those down. Oh, I wonder if I have enough left for, I could do this. I could do that. I don't mind that being there, because I want to use up all my pieces. Or let's see, could this go this little? We'll do that in the spine. Okay, let's get these locked in. Let's get these locked in. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's move these out the way. Glue these down real quick, because I like to see my albums come together in real time. Like to see progress being made. Okay, let's start with this centerpiece. Does that look bad? No, actually, it does not. Okay, let's get it glued down. And I'm going to put this inside spine on and the outside spine before I add that eyelet I was talking about. Okay. All right, put this here, and we said, oh, my cover. And let's take this off, the double-sided tape protector over my magnets. I even added this middle magnet because to see if it will help, but I really think I need bigger size magnets, so I have to order those. But in the meantime, this will work. All right, get enough glue on here. And then I'm going to just add some here in case I need to move some adjustments. When you add glue over your double-sided tape, it just allows it to move if you need to like shift some things around. So like here, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. And get that sealed down. I like this glue because it does dry fairly quickly and locks things in, and then I'll be able to tell if I need to add something else. Okay. Okay. Then let that dry a little bit, and then I may come back and stick some more underneath there. Okay, we also have this piece, right? It's gonna go. And we're going to lock that in right here. When I measure for my paper decorations, I like to do like a 1/4 of an inch border. So I make it 1/4 of an inch smaller than the base. That way it gives it a natural border instead of it being exact and covering all that. Okay, and then let's see, I can either do that one here on this spine, or do it on the back spine, or both. I think I might have enough for both. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do it here. I don't know. Let's do it here. Let's do it on the side spine. What do you guys think? Then it can dry and then I can get ready to put my eyelet in. I feel like I want to get that done. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my camera. I feel like I have to reach. I don't want to be out of frame for you guys. There we go. Okay, so we have that in our two sides down. Now I would just have this in the back. This is a leftover. It's not wide enough. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now, I think, because I could use the cover, but the stripes are gonna go a different way, which, I mean, it could be okay. If I want that to, actually I like that. I'm gonna put that on the back. And then I can cut the 2 inches here to go on this side. So it's like yeah, they switch up a little bit. Let me cut this down to 2 inches. Uh, 2 by 8 is what we said. 2 by 8. Two by 8. And then that'll go right here. Perfect. Let's finish off this cover. Let's go here. Okay. I like that contrast in the direction of the stripes. Okay. And then let's add our back cover. And we'll add our eyelet, and then we'll get started on the other pieces, because that means that the external of the album will be all complete. Well, not all complete, but we'll have its base papers down. Then I can start to visualize other stuff. I think the stripes is giving my camera some wonky stuff. Okay. All right, so here we have with the stripes. And then we added it to the spine, inside spine, back spine, back of the book, side spine. So let's go ahead and add in our eyelet. And I'm gonna use I've had this kit probably for over 20 years now. It's making memories. I don't even know if they make this anymore. But back like when my girls were little and I first got into scrapbooking and memory keeping and all that, that's when I got this. Okay, so it says 8.5, so the center would be 4.25. Right here. Let's move this out the way. Yep. Okay, so 4.25 is about right here. I'm gonna just mark it. Okay, it's gonna be a loud noise for a second. Just remember this is chipboard, so it's go through a couple of layers. Almost, almost. Let me clear this. See, it gets clogged right there, so it makes it harder to come out. A piece came out. There we go. And there's my hoe. So let's look at what eyelet colors I have. Mainly pastel colors. So I might do, maybe I'll just do white. Because I would have liked a brighter color. Now, so we'll put this on the base. I hope it'll work because it's so thick. Oh my. Uh-oh, just chipped the polish. I don't know, man. This chipboard is kind of thick. I hope it's gonna work. Let's see. Put this here. Then get our little tool. Oh, wish me luck. Yeah, I think it grabbed it. Yep. So there's the eyelet tool. And then what I am going to do, let me get a band off of this one. I got to go to Daiso, get some more bands. So it's just a regular elastic band. And I'm going to feed it through here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just tie a knot. Okay, tying a knot. Okay. So then when I go to close it, even though this closure isn't, the magnets aren't catching right now, I can just kind of feed this around it. See? And it comes out just like that. All right, so we have that. And then of course I can trim this off with some scissors. And that part is done. Okay, so we've got the external construction done. Let's make some space for stuff. Where does this go? Here. I like this little kit. It has everything you need for like basic bookbinding. Okay. So now let's start with, I also have this inside section that needs to be covered. So we could find something that complements this. I'm going to keep these scraps for sure because I'll use them in other places. I could refer to this paper pad if I want to. Oh, see, here's that yellow that I liked. Could do the yellow stripe that I liked. But then also whatever goes here, I wanted to complement the pocket. And let me see. It's so tough when you, oh wait, is there two of everything in here? Oh, I think there is. Yes, okay, perfect. So there are two of everything in here. I kind of like this for the top of the pocket because it makes it seem like if you're, as you're traveling, and you're collecting stuff, like it would go in that pocket. But then I also like this red to complement it. But it's on the back of the suitcases. I'm not a huge fan of the suitcases. So let's do this red with this stamp pocket, I think. Okay, so I need to cut this 5.5 by 4.5. And the 5.5 is this way. Yeah. So let's do the 4.5 first because then I could reuse the larger sheet if I need to. Okay, 4.5. By 5.5. Okay. Measured that one wrong. 5.5. I mean, I cut it properly, but I think it needs to be not 4.5. It should be, what should it be? Oh yeah, 4.5 is too big. Probably 4 1/4. So let's cut it down to 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Let's see if that helps. A little bit. Yeah. Let me cut just a little bit more off of that. Yeah, and then we're going to round these corners so it matches the corners of the pocket. Okay, and see that's going to go like that. That ledger backside makes some cool journaling space. Okay. So there is that. And then we said I could even, I don't like that, but I could carry this over into this space. So I just need to trim it down again to 5.5. And trim a little bit off the top, because this can just go right here to kind of add to that space. Okay. And just center it. Looks good. Okay, so we have that there. Using as much of the paper as we can. Okay, and then this part needs to be 5.5. Oh, the actual size that we needed before. 5.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's go. Let's cut it this way. So 5.5. 5 1/4. That goes there. I don't know why my 5.5. It probably should not have been a half. I did this late at night, y'all. Put it at 5.5. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I can just trim a little bit off of, or just turn it the right way. There we go. I know I wasn't crazy. Okay, same thing. Let's get this piece, so double-sided tape, off from where the magnet is. Make sure it's stuck down. And glue it. Okay, just make sure. Nope. This way. Oh, remember, put some here in case I need to slide it over. Otherwise, that double-sided tape will grab it. Okay, get that over the pocket. Okay, and now we just need to do this top piece, which I think we've got the 5.5. Let's see. This is, yep, 5.5. So now I just need the 4.5. 4.5 for the top. 4.5. Okay. Oh, but remember we did it a little bit smaller than 4.5 on the other side. So let's just trim that down a little bit. There we go. Oh, you can't see, guys, sorry. Here, and then again, we're gonna round those corners. Okay, take my double-sided tape off. Make sure that is down. One more. And glue that down. Give it some drying time around the magnet. Okay, so we've got this. Yeah, I think my magnet's gonna have to be a little bit bigger, but it serves its purpose for now. So now we need to figure out this here. We could go here, but I kind of wanted it to be seamless across these two. Or I think that might be too busy. Okay, let's see. And the width, the height of this is 8 1/4. We could do a paper pad though, and it'd just be a little bit more of a border around there. And I could use this, or that might be too busy. Let's see what our options are. No, I kind of want something more simple because, and I don't want it to be too, like the red and the green, to say like Christmas vibes. I don't really want that. Although I can put something there, but I'm not feeling it. What about the words? Actually, I like the words. Let's go with the words. So this needs to be, or this, yeah. This needs to be 3.5 by 8, and well, it's going to be by 8. Okay, 3.5 by 8. So we'll get 3.5. And that's going to go here by 8. Yep, I think that looks good. Watch my time. Have a okay, pull up my double-sided tape. And then just add a little over here. Okay. And then center this. And this is gonna have to be scored because it does have the 2 folds. Okay, so we're gonna let it dry. I will probably have to come back and add some more glue where the magnets are. And if later on, like it seems like those magnets aren't working, I can go in and just remove them. Since I have the elastic strap there. Okay, And then I'm going to find the where it scores and just gently go back and forth so the paper doesn't rip as it's drying. There we go. Okay, and I don't need to do it for that one. Very cool. All right, we've got that done. Our pocket is ready to go. It's coming together. All right, the other thing, I'm gonna skip to the back because I do have, when you open my closure and fold this out, we do have this is kind of like a central back page. So I may want to mirror the words, but I do have the larger version of it from the 12 by 12 paper. And I think that might look nice. So this is just a simple 6 by 8. Ah, I could have used that. Or let's see. I think there's two. Remember we said there was two of each in here. Yeah, I don't really care for those cameras. So let's see how this will fit. Yeah, I like the way that fits, right? Just right in there. Perfect. So I like 6 by 8 albums because they make 6 by 8 pads and your paper is so much easier to secure in there. Okay. So you hear Nala in the background wanting my attention. All right. Get that straight. We had some issues yesterday with things being straight. Still looks crooked. Okay. Yeah, I just think this whole back piece is crooked. So I'm gonna do the best I can, and then when we start adding other elements, try to figure out where the crookedness came in. Okay, so now we have that. I mean, if I wanted to, I could even tuck all this under that side, and this tuck pocket becomes a really big deal. So if that is the case, this should be a really nice paper. Let's see what we have. It could be like the luggage because you pack all the things for your trip. And this is kind of like the keeper of all the stuff. Yeah, I think I want to go with that. Let's go with the luggage. This has to be 3.5 by 7 1/4. So we're just going to trim a little bit off. 7. I'm going to trim from the top because it has the gum from the pad. 7 1/4 goes here. And then we said 3.5. 3.5. Okay. So that's going to be like that. Oh, those little red dots are nice too. The smaller polka dots are cool. Okay. Get that centered. The back side, no, too skinny. Okay, we'll save those scraps. We could do, I do have more of this red polka dot. Or let's do this down here. I like that. So this needs to be 5 by 1. I do not like doing the 1 inch. So let me see if I can backwards engineer this. This is 2.5. If it's 2.5, then if I go 1.5, I should end up with a 1 inch piece, right? Let's see. Is it this? Let's see. Yep. Because this would be too big. Okay, so 1 by 5. And this is our little tuck pocket. So this will keep all these goodies locked in like so. And then we need a back side. I think I'm gonna go more of like a solid color. I think there was this yellow. Oh, but I like that green. These words. I could go with this green. Maybe I'll use, what's on here? Okay. So again, 3.5 by 7 1/4. 3.5. By 7 1/4. 7. Okay, I'm gonna add this just to the top flap. Get that centered. All right, so then that's going to be this section's closure. This is a little smaller piece right here. Let's see, any of our scraps? Nope, not wide enough. None of these are wide enough. What other little elements do we have? A little small one here. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go I'm gonna do this one because I want it to fold over, I think. Or no, I could do a strip. Maybe. Okay, we can go, this is 3 by 2. So I think I just need to cut it to 3. Let's do 3. By 2, yep. These are good for little small pictures. You could do a journaling piece, or with all those icons and ephemera that came in this kit, I can just put one there. I'm excited to play with that stuff. Make some clusters. Okay, so this is this side. Could definitely do this one. So let's cut this to, oh wait, let's see. Nope, let's do this one. Do the same. Just cut it to 3. I'm not going to worry about this little mark. I'll figure out something to cover that up. Okay. So now we've got these 2 covered. Too small, too small. Let's see. Let's find something for this. This might work because this will be a background. I love the writing. So it's 3 by 7. So I can actually use both sides if I cut this properly. Okay. So first I'm going to cut it by 7 3/4. So almost 8. Okay, and then it is by 3, so I just need to cut it in half by 3. And hopefully, if I measure it properly, yeah, I'm gonna trim just a little bit more off of the top and bottom. My 7 3/4 is not quite, well, yeah, it's not quite 7 3/4. Oh, actually it is, but I probably need to be more of 7 1/2. So let's go 7 1/2. Okay. See? That works great. Let's do this. So I have really gotten into using a complete collection in one album. It just makes it easier, but also it makes you stretch your creativity to put things together, use all your scraps, and it makes it worth paying like the higher price for that item. Worth it. Plus you get to see exactly how far that collection can be stretched, like how many items you can create with that one collection. So the Disney one I was talking about, like I made a custom like traveler's notebook size album and still had so much stuff left over for other projects. I still have a few things left too. Okay, so now we added this and this to that flap. Okay, I'm liking the way that's looking. I feel like, oh, I like the windows because this is kind of like a window peeking in. So we'll do that one. And then let's do this. So this one needs to be 3.5 by 3 1/4. Looks like 3.5, 3.5 by 3 1/4. So here's 3 1/4. So almost a square, but not quite. Let's see how my measurement works. Pretty good. And I'm thinking I want to round these corners just because the windows are round. So let's do that. Okay, and we're going to round these bottom corners. And then, yeah, I think I'll put that little, this is the background on the flip side. Probably could have made that a little bit wider, but we're good. And again, I probably turned it the wrong way. Okay, so let's do it again. So 3.5 by 3. Okay, so already 3.5. So we just need the 3 1/4. Okay, and then this time we're going to use this side, right? Flip it up this way so we will round the top corners. And then that's going to fit right there. It's coming together, y'all. Coming together. I'm already an hour in, so there we go. Let me just do this page. That way we'll have like half of it done. What do we think? We're traveling. Do we do the passport stamps? Journaling paper, the airport update. Let's do the stamps on one side and then the airport like ticker on the other. So this would be like this. Let's see. Is that too busy? Or do I do this way? I kind of like the red next to the black. And then I would put our stamps on this side. Or would that go? I don't know, y'all. What looks better? I think I'm gonna go here because this is more like destinations. And then this is like the tickets and whatever, and then the airline thing. Okay, I'm gonna commit. So this needs to be 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. 7 3/4. I feel like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that I like that. We're gonna lock it in before I change my mind. Okay. Let's get that centered. I like it. I like it. Okay, so it goes like this. Like you're peeking through the window. There's your passport stamps. Okay, let's add this back side, which we said was going to be, where'd it go? Oh, you know what? I was wrong. See that? This would go here, and I would still need something different. Or should we keep this here? Because the other options would be, I do like the journaling space here to break it up. It's not by the red, so I'll be happy with that. And then I could even come back in with the darker green here, put this here. Or we could do stripes and stripes, or we could do stripes and green. Yeah, I kind of like this being more common, or we could do yellow and yellow. Then go here and save the green, because we used the green somewhere else. Where did we use the green? Oh, on the back side of that. So I don't want that there. Let's do this and this. Do this and this. We'll do this one, and then we'll save this for in here. Okay, we're gonna commit. All right, 5.5 by 7 3/4. Okay, let's get our 7 3/4. 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. See, I said 5.5, so I gotta double check. 5 1/4. Okay, that's gonna go here. Okay, let me cut this one so then we can just save this, because you can use it for another album. Okay, same thing here. This is 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. Okay. 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, that's gonna go here. And then for this one, it's 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. Say it out loud so you double check. Because sometimes once it's cut, especially when it's patterned paper and you don't have that many, you definitely don't want to make a mistake. Yep, all three are good. So let's glue them down, and then we would have all of our flip pages done. What is the longest amount of time you have worked on a project? Once I'm locked in, like, time flies. That's why I keep looking at the clock, because I have a 6 o'clock meeting that I cannot miss because I'm in charge of it. I'm facilitating. I will have a bunch of parents wondering what is wrong. Why is this Zoom not starting? Okay. I'm liking it. I probably could have distributed the busy patterns out a little bit more, but this is still the beginning. If it gets too busy, you can always use solid color paper to tone down your patterns, create photo mats, and all those things. So don't fret. All right. that. We're getting there, y'all. Okay, this one, let me make sure. Oh, see, I would have glued it down incorrectly because we already have this here. So this is actually supposed to be like this. Yep. I need to order some more glue. Okay. And let's get this centered. Voila. Remember, the good thing about this album is you can continue to add pieces to it because we have these spaces in the spine to just add more pages to it. More pages here. Okay, even more pages along the spine if you wanted to. Okay, let's see. We are an hour and 12 minutes in. Let's go for a little bit longer. I'm on a roll, y'all. I'm on a roll. So we have this tuck pocket to hold the closure closed. We added this green over here to the top part of the closure, or the back side of the closure. Okay, so now we have our element that is sort of like an accordion fold that folds out this way. We have these smaller flaps, some more full pages, and we have this pocket element too. And I still have to create the little mini folio thing that's going to go inside there. So we've got a lot to do. We're not going to do all this today. I think, where's a good place to stop? Let's finish this off. That way, I may want to do this and maybe these two flaps. That way, as it's closed, you kind of start to get the feel. Do we want, no, see this green and green? I don't like that. Green, yellow, red. I don't like that either. Let's see what our other options are. We do have the larger version. Oh, wait a minute. This blue paper. Hold on. There's some different stuff in the bigger one. Let me see. Okay, y'all. Our 12 by 12 paper has some different papers on the back sides. We have that one. These are airplanes. See, on that small paper, I couldn't even tell. Just thought it was shooting stars. Still can't even tell, but they're really airplanes. Look at that. The larger green paper. Oh, the cut apart. Please don't be on a cut apart. It is. Oh no, it's not. I want to use this one, and what is on the back of this? We already used this, so we can use that one. And then there's also the grid paper. Okay, so we did not use these three. And I'm not a fan of those cameras. We used the green one. I'm not a fan of the keys either, so. Okay, let's see. We have this. I'm gonna go with the blue. I think the blue, let's see. I think the blue will work. Okay, so we need to cut 5 by 7.5. 5 by 7.5. Let's get the arrows going sideways. 5. So that's going to be 5. 5 7.5. Okay. 5 by 7.5. Oh, you know what? That was the size before I added this pocket. So let's see, if I put that in there, will this still fit? Yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to take it out. I'm going to just add glue to everywhere else. Okay, and then let's make sure that it's straight. Smooth it out. Then that will fold down that way. We'll do that later, all those. Let's do these 2 flaps. Since this is blue, oh, I could go with the yellow. Let's go with the yellow. These are 4.5 by 3 1/4, so that would be 6.5. If I do 6.5, I won't have enough for both out of this, but if I use the bigger paper, I will. Because 4.5 is 9. 9. I could do that. I could do this. I could do like the destinations, but it's against the rainbow stripes, so I want to be mindful of that. Let's just do the bigger planes. Or I could do a contrast and do those yellow stripes that I was talking about. No, I want to save those for a bigger picture, a bigger space. We could also do the green. Oh, no, those are my cut aparts. All right, let's go with the planes. Nope, those are cut aparts too. Oh my, why did she do that? Why did she do that? I'm gonna use these, so I can't cut this paper. Can't cut that one, and come on, designers. You gotta know what's gonna be some crowd favorites. Let me try. Oh, I may be able to get them both on here if I do it this way. Okay. 4.5. Let's see, is this 4.5? Yeah, okay. Let's do 4.5. And then each one is 3 1/4. 3 1/4. There's 1. 3 1/4. There's 2. Okay. So yeah. And do I want to round these corners? I want to round them just to add some contrast. I think and I'm going to do a little bit smaller of a corner around it. I'm going to go with the 7. And then here, 7. Yeah, just to switch it up a little bit. Okay, we're almost there, y'all. Just want to feel accomplished when I shut it down. I'm going to work on some of the clusters off camera, but if I feel like it's something you guys want to see, I may hop back on later and make some clusters. Okay, and I still have the other side of these flaps to do as well. But I just wanted to get a feel of what this element looks like closed off. See that? And then there's one, let's do this one behind it, I think. Yeah, to break that up. So this is 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. And here we could do the journal page. To the green, or we could do a brighter color to like wake it up. Let's see. I was like, just do it like this. It would be like this. Oh, that brings out the red, the blue. We may need that green though. Yeah. I think we're gonna go with the green. Yeah. Let's go with the green. We're gonna commit. We're gonna commit 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. Is that correct? That sounds awfully small. See, look at that. It is not 4 3/4. Well, this is 5 1/2. So actually, yeah, it is 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. 4. So 4 3/4, remember, is almost 5. So 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. 7 3/4. Oh, cut the top off because of the gum. 7 3/4. Yep. Okay, y'all. I think this will be the last one we do together. Then we'll do a quick flip through. And we'll say goodbye for now. I will make sure to post the final photos up on our page. I probably could have cut that a little bit shorter, but we'll put a title or something up there. They won't even notice it. Okay. Let's close it real quick and see what we got. That's what's happening. This is getting caught. There we go. So this, I think, is going to be like this. And then we have, okay, so today we have covered, first of all, we are using the Layle By Mail Far and Wide collection. And I just used her papers today, her 12 by 12 papers and her 6 by 8 paper pad. We covered the outer cover of the journal all the way around. We added the eyelet, which houses our elastic closure, because my magnets aren't magneting. They need to be a little bit bigger, or my journal needs to be thicker, which it will get once I start adding more stuff to it. So we have this closure. We added our inside decorative pages. Okay, we covered our pocket here, this side of the pocket. Okay, this has a magnet closure here as well. Then we have this peekaboo flap. We added this paper too. Okay, decorative paper here, paper on the back, paper here, paper here. We have this mini flap down here. Get all my little glue things there. Flap there, flap there. We've got this little mini page there. Here's our center spine with our elastic closure and our eyelet. Then over here on this back cover element, we put our paper here in this little tuck pocket, which also serves as the closure for this flap. When we flap up, we added the blue, it looks like a matte paper. Okay. Oh, y'all, I think I figured out where the crookedness is coming from. Oh. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. Then on this, we added this blue paper here. Our little small flaps, we just did the front. We added this green paper, only did the front of that. And then all the way in the back, we added this to our back inside cover. Okay, very cool. We're making progress. Still have some more pages, not that many to go just to cover, but then I have to actually get in here and I'll show you. Let's close this baby up. Show you how the elastic, look at all the room it has to add different things to it. Again, this is how it starts. This is what it can potentially become, right? When you add all the things. Or this one. So yeah, it may look empty now, but you know, by the time I'm done with it, we're gonna have a chunky monkey. Okay, so I'm excited to do this. Again, if you want to learn how to make just the basic album, we started with this simple little album. We started with it. If you want, I created a little PDF where you can download the measurements for it. The link's in the bio. Just click it and it'll take you to where you can download this PDF. And I'm working on re-recording the actual walkthrough video of how I make this step by step. Thank y'all for joining in. Please be sure to follow me. I would love to have you as part of my creative community, and I will talk to you next time.